can hear you saying something. What was it? Joel's not done. He's still working. It'll just help, yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, that was closest we could get. There was another vehicle on the way. All right, be safe. Oh, okay. Bye. Hello, Brianna. Hello, Mohammed.
Hello.
All right. Mohammed, you have a camera. Please turn on your cameras if you have them.
Sure.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Busy, crazy, the usual.
Yeah, exactly. The same here.
Where are you calling me from right now, Mohammed? Are you at work, at home, school?
No, yeah, I'm at work.
It's like Brianna's coming on. We have 2 of these sessions, so we have no idea how many we're gonna have each of the sessions. The other one is on Saturday, so it's most likely going to be more people.
Yeah, probably.
Brianna, if you can hear me, you can go and turn on your camera and feel free to go ahead and unmute.
I have a question before we start.
Sure.
So after like half an hour, 45 minutes, can I continue the orientation with my cell phone in the car or no?
Yes, as long as you're doing it safely. If you're not
Yes, it
touching
is safe.
anything on the
Yeah.
phone, sure.
Sure.
The other is you can always tune back in on Saturday as well, if that's easier for you.
No, I can do it, but here I think they will close everything. I don't know, at 7 something.
Kick you out. Got it.
Yes.
No problem. And that doesn't mean we'll be here the whole hour and a half either. We're just gonna get through the information and then have a question and answer. And if we finish early, then that's fine too. Brianna, can you hear me? Are you able to unmute and turn on the camera?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
You have a camera you can turn on?
It doesn't really work, sorry.
Okay, just forgive me when I meet you and don't know your face. So we have 2 orientations, so we don't know who's coming to which one. My guess is that the Saturday one will be much busier because more people are available. But we're gonna give it some time for everybody to check in. We may not use the whole hour and a half. We're just gonna get through the information, answer your questions. And if we finish early, that's fine. So we can just hang out until we get critical mass. I know I have at least some other names we know are coming, so we'll be patient for the last few minutes. I'm big about starting on time, but I am understanding that, people are trying to get home from work, and I myself have been suffering through the traffic lately, so I get it. I actually live in Modesto. So I mean,
Oh,
Central Valley. So, since,
that's my uncle lives there.
yeah, sorry, go ahead, Mohammed.
So I was just saying that my uncle lives there in Modesto.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a little bit of a drive. On a perfect day, it's about an hour and 25 minutes.
Ooh,
Since we came back from the holidays, traffic went crazy again, and it is taking me about 2 hours and 45 minutes or 3 hours both ways.
wow.
Insane. That's like pre-COVID crazy traffic before everybody stayed home.
So every day?
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my God.
to be fair, Fridays can be a little bit lighter, because of the Friday light. A lot of people are taking those 3-day weekends. And right now I'm working Tuesdays through Saturdays, so I'm not having to deal with the Monday issue. And then Saturdays tend to be, a little more realistic because so many people are still sleeping while I'm up and moving around. Now,
Yeah.
Brianna, where are you? Where are you, calling in from? Oh, we lost her.
I'm from San Jose.
Okay. And if we're gonna have a small group here tonight, you can leave your mic on unless you feel more comfortable having it off. Do you live local? Are you within a few minutes of Happy Hollow?
I'm in South San Jose. I don't exactly know how far.
Okay, so we're on Story Road and Center, so right off of Keys. We are literally across the street from the San Jose Giants baseball park.
Cool.
Where else would we be? South of downtown, right about 10th, 11th Street area, south of there. Mohammed, what about you? Where are you gonna be commuting in from?
Yeah. So I live in San Jose, and I used to work in San Jose too, but my new job is at Newark, close to Fremont.
Okay, so you have a little bit of a drive now?
Yeah, 35 minutes.
Okay, so you're going north to work, and from where you're living, where are you gonna have to commute from for here?
So to there, probably if I'm gonna, I guess it's gonna be on weekends. That's what I guess, right?
Okay.
So to the zoo, yeah. So I have like probably like 10 minutes drive.
Oh, that's not bad then.
My
Okay.
apartment is like 10 minutes. Yeah.
And by amazing happenstance, we have another Brianna. Brianna, go ahead and open up your mic and turn on your camera if possible, please.
Hello.
Well, hello. The whole point of this is, I have a much better memory when I see your face. So when I see you next time, I'm gonna be like, kind of familiar. Brianna, Lee, you're just out of luck. You're nobody to me. All right, so everybody's starting to come in now. We're gonna give a few minutes for everybody to log in. I do like to start on time, but I am trying to be understanding. I'm laughing that one of my staff is joining us tonight and she's not here yet. I'm gonna give her a bad time. Hello, folks. If you're just joining us, we'll get started in a few minutes. Please go ahead and turn on your cameras if you have them. You are welcome to leave your mic on if you feel it is safe to do so. You can turn it back off until we ask questions if that helps. Hello, Tammy. Tammy, I hope you're calling us from home because if that's work, we're all going to be a little jealous.
It is definitely home.
That's fun in the background. Who's the guitar enthusiast? You, a partner, a child?
Partner and the albums on the wall are my significant others. So
Oh, we have a lot of music buffs in this crew here. So,
excellent.
oh, and show tune buffs and plays and movies. They're all like brilliant and, leave me in the dust. I have people in this group that can name every show and producer and the director and who was the choreographer and the act. I'm like, oh my gosh, my brain's full. There you are, Emily. You were almost in trouble.
The Zoom had to re-download. I haven't used the Zoom on this computer in months.
Oh, okay. So everyone, if you're just joining us, we're waiting for the last few people to check in. I apologize. I do like to start on time, but we are trying to be understanding. If you have a camera, I do ask you to turn it on. I have been here since really early this morning. You will not look any worse than me. You are welcome to have your mic on if you feel it's safe. You can leave it off until called upon if that helps you, or if you have crazy background noise. And then some of you have fun identifiers. So if I don't have a name for you, I will just make one up. I'm gonna go Gayatrig. Where am I hitting on that one? Ask to unmute.
Actually, it's Anika. Anika is my daughter, so.
Oh, hi. Yes, I remember chatting with you. Hello.
Yeah, we are in the car, so excuse the video, please.
Oh, that's okay. It just helps me when I finally see you to recognize you a little bit.
Yeah.
We still have some people coming in slowly. So everybody, if you will go ahead and put it on the view so you can see the crowd. And then say hello to Miss Emily that says Emily Zoo Education. Emily is a zoo educator here on my team at Happy Hollow. She will be one of the staff that you will come close with and get to know when you come and join us. That's
Hello.
another one.
Hey, Emily.
Okay, so a few of you I mentioned, the others who just are getting caught up, we are having people still click in, so I'm giving it just a couple of minutes. And we'll try to start as soon as possible. Please turn your cameras on if you have one, just so I can get to see a face better and better at remembering you, if I can actually see what you look like. And then the mic is up to you. We may have some answer backs that you'll need to click it on. So for those of you that are driving, please try to minimize your button pushing. I want you safe. Or if you came later, you missed our discussion about my long commute home. So anybody in the car, I completely understand. That's why we waited till 6:30. We were hoping we were going to get everybody at home first. All right.
I just really want to point out before we get into it, Christy, you have multiple volunteers behind you. If we go down the middle row all the way at the end, that is one of our current volunteers in your picture.
Where?
That's Phoenix. Very back, middle row.
Oh, back here?
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. That's
Yeah,
fine. Yeah, I love this shot. So I know I'm blocking. The lovely and beautiful Zoe was part of our collection. This is a prehensile tailed porcupine. Now she has since passed, but she's a perfect example of the best way to teach, because most of the time you guys weren't even looking at me, you were watching her. She is a lovely creature, and we have a new specimen of this species coming to us hopefully this April. A baby porcupine called a porcupette, by the way, as in P-E-T-T-E. But hopefully this April we will have a new critter like this joining us as part of our animal collection. Ryan, that's okay if you cannot add a camera. I'm just asking you to do so if you have one. All right. So I do have chat up. Emily, will you have that up as well in case I missed something? You can let me know. And then we are recording, so it does tell you that. This is so if for some reason Emily absolutely fails me on Saturday and doesn't do the second session, we can always play this back for somebody to answer some common questions as well, okay? Alrighty, let's see. It looks like it finally slowed down a tad. So let's go ahead and try to get started. All right. Hi, everybody. I am Christy Benner. I am the education and volunteer coordinator at Happy Hollow. So this department does have multiple roles and then some. Oh, Wang, you're hilarious. So Wang says he's not turning on his camera because he's eating dinner right now at the same time, and he doesn't want us to watch him eat. You just want to make me hungry. Thank you, though. We'll catch you as soon as you can. All right, hey guys, if you have stuff with you, feel free, go ahead. This is very casual, okay? For our department, we actually teach programs on site and off. So we actually go to schools, we go to community centers, parks, things like that, events. We also have them coming to us, field trips and families. We have programs that we do on the weekend, and we have them for every single age group. So we do toddlers all the way up through senior citizens. We try to hit everybody in the community, and a lot of them are on Saturdays, but we do have programs throughout the week, all throughout the summer, sometimes overnight programs as well. So we try to have something for a little bit of everybody in the community, and our volunteers often help out with that programming. We have our own animal collection in this department. So we have the opportunity for people who are wanting to learn about animals, animal handling, animal training, and educating people as well, on top of public speaking or just community service. We do all that here also. So we have animals that we help take care of, that we help train, and we use in our programs. We also help the zookeeping side very much. They have the regular zoo collection that the guests come to see. And so we do help out with them as well. Emily today was helping out in the goat yard with all that stuff today. So we cross over and work between the different departments as needed. We have volunteers that come in that work and teach with us, with our programming, with camps, but we also have volunteers that work side by side with the zookeepers as well. We have a spot where someone who has the right amount of training can even work with our veterinary technician, things like that as well. So we have lots of different opportunities, and we're going to cover some of that. So again, I'm Christy Benner. On one of your center screens, you have Emily labeled Zoo Education. Okay, she works alongside me as well. And some of you will be interacting with also. So if you have questions, feel free to just do the hand raise thing or wave wildly if you have your camera on. You are welcome to ask program questions and things throughout. We can keep this very casual. You can type it in the chat. Emily's gonna help me not miss those as we go through. I have, when I teach or talk, I have like blinders. I could talk through a rainstorm. I can just tune things out. I'm a mom and a teacher. I have like the magic skills. All right, so I want to walk you through a little bit of Happy Hollow and our program. It is going to be just casual and brief. We will have plenty of time for questions and answers as well. We may not be here that full hour and a half. We just want to have plenty of time for everybody to ask what they want. And if we finish early, that is fine as well. Okay. Again, anybody driving, please be extra careful. You can always ask for this recording or join again on Saturday if you missed anything or something comes back to you. Okay. Our contact information is the email address that you were sent your message from originally. That's the HHPZ volunteers at sanjoseca.gov. You will have that again written down at the end of the PowerPoint. And then when you guys finally come in, we'll actually hand you the business cards, things like that. So you have it on your person as well. Okay. So the message we sent you originally will be the email address that you will use. Okay. All right. Thank you, Emily. I was just saying, Emily's going to type that for you, but she always knows what I want before I realize it. So it's her magic skill. All right, guys. So we're going to do a share screen. I'm going to go through a basic PowerPoint. And then because I will not be able to see you all as well, please speak up if there's something you want to know along the way or in the chat. Okay. All right. Let's make sure this share screen is going to cooperate with me today. This program hates me. All right, let's see. All righty. So this is a good time to ask, Emily, can you guys see that toolbar? Is it the
It is just the grayed out section, Christy.
grayed out splotchy thing? Yeah, that's not supposed to be there. We've been working with IT for some reason. I'm special. All right.
That sounds about right, actually. So
They have a glitch, and you know, I always find things that IT departments like, we have no idea why you can do these things. Here we go. All right. Volunteer orientation, basic information. We're going to just learn a little bit about Happy Hollow, a little bit about the tone and the culture of volunteering here. It's very important that you realize our name means something. You cannot be cranky or disinterested or just here for the hours when you work at a place that's called Happy Hollow. Okay, and the people here are like that. People are here because they want to be. It is not for the big bucks. This is not the highest paid field. We do it because we love it. And the critters and the people along with it. We have very wonderful people around us. Everybody is very supportive and welcoming and want to see you succeed. The volunteer opportunities, will go through what kind of things that you will have to choose from while you are here, what is required of you, what we are required to provide for you, and then what the next steps are. Notice to the right, we have, you are totally awesome. What is wrong with this picture? Anybody know? Oh, trick question. So a lot of people do not know the difference between a turtle or a tortoise. So we jokingly call them turtles because there are very distinct differences, and we often teach this concept quite a bit. All right, moving on. The mission of Happy Hollow is very simple. Our mission statement is to connect people to nature through play. So everything we do, there's an element of play and learning and fun. So we create a lot of fun situations, classes, engagements. That's just a really good time. And along the way, we sneak in the education. So we get a lot of teaching through people just enjoying themselves, and then they pick up the knowledge while they're here, and they make a connection to animals, the wildlife, natural habitats, and the concept of conservation and protecting resources along the way. That's what we're all about. Happy Hollow first opened in 1961. So we just celebrated our big 60th anniversary this last year. And the way it started is there was a private mini zoo that was called Baby Zoo. And there was a park that was put up with the little rides and the fun part, but they were separate. They just were nearby each other. People in the community heard about Disneyland. They said, hey, that's a really cool thing. We would love to do something like that for the people of San Jose. So they started the park portion. Down the road, they combined. So the Baby Zoo that existed as a private enterprise was combined with the public park and the rides, making the Happy Hollow. So their private collection of exotic zoo animals were added to the other. Notice in the background, early enclosures and caging, just basic, everybody can see the animal, might even be a concrete slab, maybe no shading, and they might even have a situation where they just toss stuff in and hose things down. It is a very different world now. These animals have the lap of luxury, lots and lots of attention and care. So I'm trying to move that gray box so it's not covering anything you guys want to see. So you guys will learn bits and pieces about this as you go, of how intricate the running of a zoo and a park with rides actually is. It's really involved. So you have to have people with lots of training and care to do it correctly. Oops. Structure of Happy Hollow Park and Zoo. All right, so our general manager, Kirsten McCormick, she grew up through the system. She's been at all the different community centers, grew on up and earned her way up to she is now our magnificent general manager. Wonderful lady. She is adored by everybody. She's reliable, kind, intelligent, thoughtful, a great lady to run this process. The assistant general manager is Mario Day. Mario also grew up through this system. He started off as a youngster going through the different levels and earning his way up through. So we have people that have been hired on after they get out of college. We have people that have done both. They've grown up here and had a school job or after school, weekends, summers, all the way on up through management. Our zoo manager, Amber Rindy, she just joined us this last year. A great lady who came to us from the San Francisco Zoo is now managing our zoo portion. So Kirsten runs the whole show, including the history park next door, the Japanese tea garden, and all kinds of other areas. We're just one part of that. Mario backs her up and does that as well. Amber is in charge of the zoo portion of the property. Oh, there's a typo. Oh, bad girl.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think Mohammed's trying to get in from his
I
phone.
did, I let him in.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, there's a little bit of a delay, but I appreciate the backup. It's perfectly fine. We must have lost him somewhere, so hopefully he's back in. Mohammed, give us a shout out when you make it back in. Okay, so I'm the volunteer and education coordinator, so all the programming and of course our lovely group of volunteers as well. And then at the volunteer desk, we have Kaylani. She's going to help out with the education stuff as well as the volunteer stuff. But we've changed our programming that now all of the zoo education team will be assisting with the volunteer program. So anybody that's in the education program that you'll meet will be somebody you can go to and ask for help. Okay, Emma can't see the chat. Are we needing to answer anything?
You are good.
Okay, thanks. All right. The park and zoo, we actually renovated them about 11 years ago. So it looks a little different, fresh paint. I honestly believe we're ready for it again, but we're doing it in pieces. So there's different areas that are being built back up, fixed, or maybe adding on something new. Some of the areas that need to be renovated, there's so much old work that needs to be done, like the wiring and the plumbing in the lower zoo area, that it's going to be a really big deal when we get around to getting that fixed. We do have a business plan and a model over the next several decades of all the wonderful new changes that will come. I look forward to showing that to you down the road. It's really visionary as well. Something we want to make note that you understand the kind of tone we were talking about. We were the first zoo and amusement park in the United States with gold level LEEDs. That means we are a green property. So we're leading in energy and environmental design, so that conservation that we talk all the time, we walk the walk. It's how to conserve, how to have your resources used more intelligently, how to choose products that don't leave so much of a footprint behind. And we'll cover a little bit of that here in a minute. Typically, we're open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. 7 days a week. We've had such a deal with short staffing, dealing with COVID and coming out of that our days and hours may vary. So currently we're only open Thursdays through Sundays, and then that'll change as we go into summer. The hours might drop back at different times. The fun thing is here in our department, we run programming all the time, whether or not the park is open or not. So it doesn't always affect the volunteer shifts as well. We have many memberships here at the park and zoo that we have individuals all the way up to families that can buy memberships where they have free entry. So you'll see a lot of families with small children coming many times during the week because it's a safe, comfortable place to come hang out and play with the little kids. But we also encourage the older kids, adults by themselves and so on to join us as well through our programming. We are supported by the Happy Hollow Foundation, and that's our nonprofit support arm. There are things that they can do that we cannot. We are part of the city of San Jose, which makes us government. Government cannot accept big monetary donations and other technical things. So you have a group like the foundation that can raise money for us and do lots of things that give them different permissions than we can do here. And they've been a huge help to us. We have digital scanning equipment and all kinds of really elaborate things that don't fit into our normal budget. They make those things happen for us. Okay. Oops, come on. Basic map. Nothing you need to memorize. You'll see this when you get here. You will tour. Just so you see, we are not a right angle zoo. Everything's in loops and swirls. It was originally designed to be like an adventure in your backyard. So seeing the world of animals while also exploring your imagination. So our ideas, our focus, and then the emblems that we center around are things like way over on your left, Danny the Dragon. He is our man here. So we go by Danny the Dragon and all the wonderful, mystical, and imaginative things that flow around a world of imagination, in addition to the world of animals, animal care. Okay. Rides and attractions. So this is the park side. We have this beautiful keep around carousel that's at the front of our park. And this is focusing on some of the mythological creatures, but also animals that are near extinction. So thus we want to keep them around. Danny the Dragon, here's the man, and he's a big ride in the back of the park. He used to be a completely different pathway. There used to be a train. So if you haven't been here anytime recently, you might see stuff that you don't recognize. Redwood Lookout, we'll move our stuff up here. Redwood Lookout is a big climbing structure with multiple slides, and this is just always busy. The staff themselves, including Miss Emily, love to play on this. Tag with kids on this can be a great workout. Our puppet theater over here, we are the oldest puppet theater in the country, still going. We have a phenomenal puppet theater department. They even hand make a lot of the marionettes and things. You think a puppet theater isn't like that, like back from the 70s. This is high quality, really elaborate stuff. They have some really fun things that we offer, and we do puppet shows here daily as well. All right. What? I'm like, where did the zoo go? We have animals like Karma wallabies, jaguar, cute little meerkats. I swear they have ears. She's just holding them down. Macaws and many, many other creatures. We here have that green footprint I was talking about. When you come, some of our buildings, you can see, you're like, oh my gosh, they're letting the weeds grow. No, this is on purpose, believe it or not. It actually insulates the building, it regulates temperatures. It also becomes a natural wildlife habitat for insects, birds, the squirrels, and so it's a living roof. If you've never been to the California Academy of Sciences in San Francisco, they have a really elaborate roof garden and all kinds of wonderful things up on top of their building. This is the basic version. Nobody climbs around up there. It's just for function and a little bit of show. All right, our building here, along with some of the other things on property, you will see those green aspects. We literally have hay bales insulating our walls. So the picture with the kid looking at the wall, yep, that's actually inside our walls. We have hay insulating the building. We have all kinds of other things that are part of what we do here. So more of the green, the bioswale. So this swirly thing literally catches the rainwater and it takes it under the ground, all the way in, swirls it around a few times. It actually filters it through, and that water is used to water some of the planter beds, flush toilets, and so the water is being reused right here on site. The fun part is if you see near our entrance, you have this gorgeous blue-green speckled glass. This is recycled glass that's been done in a pathway that resembles a river to show you where the water is actually flowing. So you can actually walk the walk. And then here's some of that grading to allow that rainwater to trickle in and to help that process. Some of the other things that we have here, the programming. So Danny the Dragon, this is our character. So like a Mickey Mouse, that kind of thing. We have Danny the Dragon that actually wanders through our park, shows up at birthday parties and special events. We now have a very different person that works as Angelo the Explorer. We have mini movies and commercials and films that are available out on YouTube where you can actually watch these little mini films. We have some of our staff that are starring in these films. Education stations, this is very much something that you could participate in. So we do presentations in front of animal exhibits. We do them at just area tables, at special events, where you might help with running games or doing a craft, some kind of an activity that people interact with as well. So there's all kinds of fun things that we have ready to go for you guys to learn. And in a small group, you guys might sit at several tables and do a real fun activity with some of the guests as they come through the park. This here is representing a storybook activity where we were reading books and connecting them with animals and doing an animal presentation alongside the reading. Our zookeepers down the lower left-hand corner do have daily talks with the public about some of our animals. So that'll be scheduled on boards where people could show up and listen to them talk, feed, or doing a training session that the guests can watch. And then the education programs are also where you guys come in. We do a lot of presentations, like I said, on site and off, but we have a lot of volunteers that wish to join in this process as well, where you get to do a lot of these touchables, things for people to really experience with all their senses. You know, they're listening to you talk, they're looking at the items, they get to touch a lot of it, experience it for themselves. All right. Now, the volunteer program that we're looking at for you, coordinated through this department, the Education and Volunteer Department, and the whole staff will be involved. We've mentioned that. You'll meet them along the way. And the purpose of this program is we cannot do our jobs without you. You are very important to us and you are very appreciated. We have so many things we have to do in a day that it's unheard of to do a zoo without its volunteers. And so during COVID, when we couldn't have volunteers on site, boy, we felt it. The zookeepers really felt it. We didn't have helpers to help us out with summer camps and the kids and the programs, not to help us with the animal care and presentation. It was rough. So you coming in, you already have a degree of appreciation and respect. And for those of you that get passionate about it and show your dedication, you can really see the advantages and how you can grow and the other perks that you can get out of being a volunteer here with us. Volunteers are trained. We do train you every step of the way. We are rebuilding the program that you're going to have many more steps to achieve and acquire, and then be able to move on, and lots of choice available to you. A couple of examples. Keeper Aid is a category for people who have the time and are really passionate about working with the zookeepers on animal care. And they serve the same shift every week for 4 hours, and they get to come every week and work alongside the zookeepers and the animals. So a very coveted position. You have to be a regular volunteer first, and these positions are appointed if you apply that you want to make that commitment. Now, another example would be zoo teams. So you can volunteer from ages 14 and up. So 14, 15, 16, 17, you are a zoo team and you are guided by the zoo education staff, but you have almost every opportunity that an adult does. You just have to work alongside another volunteer or with a staff person. You can't go wandering off by yourself, but you have every opportunity. We have docents are when you turn 18 and up, same categories, but then you can work alone if you get to that point. See those beautiful black and white rough lemurs? Yes, they're awesome. All righty. So these are the different categories up above. And before I lose everybody's attention, yes, that is a beautiful little hedgehog off to the left and one of our tortoises over to the right. Remember, I said we have our own animal collection in the education department. So this is something that you can choose to learn to handle these animals and possibly even make presentations on our meet and greet corner or during programming. Our different categories. Zoo teams are that 14 to 17 years. Docents are 18 years old and up. Those are just the age categories, one of those two. Things that you can choose to do. Keeper aides are the ones we just mentioned that work alongside the zookeepers. You must be 18 for that position. So if you are under 18, hold on, be a volunteer, earn your way. And when you turn 18, then you can make that transition or do both. We also have volunteers that work in our beekeeping area. We have volunteers that can help in that puppet theater, presentations or making the puppets, or if you're into sewing. And then they do also teach classes and camps occasionally. We have gardening volunteers. This is my big push right now. I need a new crew of gardening volunteers. We have lots of greenery here that needs some loving attention, planting, and all those good fun things. Animal behavior data. This is a brand new category that is not quite open just yet. We only have one program going right now for this. This is where you actually can do some real animal science. This is like citizen science. You actually are trained on how to observe certain animals, and then you're going to record some data that's going to be compiled together, real science with a real purpose. And so volunteers can come assist with these programs. We're actually studying animal behavior. So we have a young volunteer right now who is doing a project, and she has other volunteers and staff that will take a very special sheet called an ethogram. So our lovely Miss Emily helped her develop this paperwork where you could be trained to sit out and actually spend your volunteer hours watching the animals. And you're going to make notes during a certain time period if they are grooming, if they're eating, things like that. You might be targeting a certain behavior or need to see how they're using their space, but real science, real data, real work that you can use on your own resume. Okay. Special
I will
events.
say real
go ahead.
fast, people who, if you want to get into the field of working at a zoo, having this type of experience is really important. This is the future of zoos, is this type of research work being done. A lot of larger zoos have a person whose job it is just to do this type of work.
Yeah. It's really eye-opening. It's a really fun experience, and you get to see a lot more. Guys, we really have the best part of the zoo. I mean, the guests come, they have a great time, but you really want to enjoy the zoo, work here. You get to see the behind the scenes, what goes on, why. You spend more time with the animals, that you really get to see how it works. It really is a wonderful place to be. All right, so we also offer a lot of special events. And this is something that somebody doesn't have a lot of time, they really want to be a part of things. Any of our volunteers can also sign up to come help with these special events, like a Halloween event or something for New Year's, etc. And this is where we do a lot of the games, crafts, activities, animal presentations, things like that, that people can sign up to come join and help us with those also. The vet tech assistant is a very special assignment. This is somebody who's already in school learning the skills in the veterinary field, whether it be a veterinary assistant, a veterinary technician, or an actual veterinarian. This is something that if you already have some experience under your belt, this has 1 or 2 positions that you interview for, especially to work alongside our vet tech. Talk about some awesome experience. So that's another one that is available, but it is also selected and assigned. We have 1 day or project-based volunteers that come. This is somebody who can only come just 1 day, or there's a specific project they want to work on to help the zoo. We do have that available as well. We often get corporate groups or volunteer groups, scout groups, things like that, that want to come work on a project, or they have a certain day or weekend that they want to come in and assist. And then the biggie is education stations. So this is a big category where you can come in and have many different things available that you will learn to present to the public. That's the one where you're going to be in front of an animal enclosure and you have fun things for people to see and touch. And you're going to share information about that species with them, the one you're representing, maybe right behind you. Maybe you like it a little more low key, or you need a lighter day. There'll be conservation-based games or crafts, and you can elect to do something like that, where you're going to sit out in the beautiful sunshine, in the shade if you wish, and then you have this fun activity that you're going to share with people, but you're usually going to have 1 or 2 partners there with you, and it's a good time. Okay. When you do these things, you have step-by-step things you have to learn. We are never going to throw you in a speaking role to the public without your training and without your permission. Okay, we're going to train you to do these things. For those of you that do not possess the skill, and most people do not, public speaking. This is where we're going to train you and give you the skills, the tricks, and the confidence and how to build that. It is one of the most sought after and poorly searched for skills, is the ability to talk in public or just to talk to people. So they're saying the more and more we're looking at our phone screens, the less likely you are to be able to actually hold a real conversation. We teach that here. So it's something that I highly recommend for absolutely everybody. It's not like doing a dissertation or a speech. It's just interaction. just a simple conversation. One of the main opportunities that zoo teens and docents alike can do is work in our lodge department. Now that's this building education with our animals. And this is where you can learn to handle the animals like you see in these pictures. Other than you're not supposed to hold the hedgehog like that, just ignore that. But we can actually train you and sign you off on being able to work with these animals, help care for them, even present and learn about them. So that's something that is a very coveted position here, and you will have several steps along the way of things you have to learn before you will be approved to do so. But it is something that's usually the most popular, okay? All right, so let me move my big gray box out of your way again. So these are just a few examples of things you can experience while you're here. Animal handling. Animal husbandry is the care of animals. So cleaning up the water, the food, setting up the beds and the blankets, all that fun stuff. Education presentations, whether it be a presentation to a school or a room full of kids, maybe summer camp, you can help with these items. Exhibit hosting is where you're standing in front of something like the alligator, the tortoise, the jaguar, and speaking to the public with some of those fun things to pass around. The games, the crafts, the activities that you can help present. We have volunteers that help us with giving tours. We have an event that goes through the summer that is senior safari. We have only senior citizens that come, and they are so fun. They have so much knowledge already, and you can actually give tours for some of these people coming through for some of these events. The gardening, you might learn or enjoy planting, weeding, watering. Okay. Hive care, this is working with the bees. We have bees on property. We have our own apiary. We make our own honey here. And all the money from all that honey goes to the gorillas in the Virunga National Park. We actually do off-site conservation efforts with what we do here at Happy Hollow in San Jose, and you can be a part of that. We have the puppet theater, so you can actually do puppet design, presentation, sometimes even just voiceovers. They often need voices to record for a lot of the presentations. So if you have a voice acting interest or skills, that's available. Greeting guests, simple event things as well, or tour groups coming in. Custodial chores, let me remind you now, everybody does these. This means everybody sweeps and cleans and picks up trash, everybody, staff and volunteers alike. So please understand, this is one of the things I use to scare people away. Everybody here has to do the chores because we don't have staff to do that for us. We have a custodial crew that comes in and they empty certain trash cans, or they might refill something in the restroom. That's it. Emily and I and everybody else, yeah, we're scrubbing the floors and everything right there with you. So expect that when you come for every shift, not only are you coming for animal stuff, but you will expect to help out with cleaning or filing papers or some other kind of chore as part of your volunteer duties, okay? Off the shores goes custodial chores. And then enrichment building. If you don't know what enrichment is, this is where we are building the treats and toys and the fun things that all of our animals get to play with. It can be building things from cardboard and paper and putting such special scents on it for them to interact with. You might be hiding food treats in something. It's a lot of building and putting together with special recycled materials, usually things that are safe for the animals to interact with. We have booklets of things that you can build and do. On that note, just so you know, if it's something where you cannot come to us, we do have things that you can volunteer from home. So I have people that will actually build some of these enrichment items at home and then bring them in and donate them. But the hours you can claim are home time work, totally doable. We also have people that will collect recycling and either bring the recycling to us or turn it in themselves and donate the funds that go to the volunteer program. That's where we're buying you guys prizes and pizza or something else we need for you specifically. So that's another opportunity. So there are things that can be done off-site that can qualify as well. All right, moving on to the next. This box is starting to get to me. All right, so the whole idea of tonight is we need to make sure that we fit together. So you're gonna look at what you want to get out of the program. You're really passionate about animals and you want some hands-on. You need some community service hours, but you really want to do something that means something. Okay, there's lots of different reasons, but we have high standards and we have a commitment that is required. You have lots of training, a lot of things along the way. We expect everyone to treat this like a job. If you sign up for a shift, you need to honor that shift. If you start calling out last minute or you're no call, no show, just like a job, you can be dismissed. So we do treat it seriously. We are understanding, we are patient, we know life exists and you have other obligations. For those of you who are in school, that is always your first job. We are very supportive of our students and we actually will be available for any kind of a tutoring or homework help for any topics that you might need. We have a department full of brilliant people, see Miss Emily, okay, that can help with those things as well. And that's going to be a perk of the volunteer program. But you need to
That's
take,
a really nice way to say nerd, Christy.
hey, we love nerds here. Nerds are sexy. Nobody knows this. Nerds are sexy. Okay. So yes, we all have a little bit of geeky nerd going on, but it's the best form, I promise you. Emily's one of our top ones. So what we want to express to you is it is a commitment. We don't treat it lightly. And so it's okay if you're not quite sure if it's for you and you want to try it out. But once you sign up, we do expect a commitment of time. So we'll get into that more when you actually go through the next phases. But it works out to be about 1 4-hour shift every 2 weeks, at least each month, except some of you can only do it during the summertime. We do also do seasonal volunteers, especially during the summer. We need a lot of help with those zoo camps during the summertime, etc. So that is doable, but it works out to a certain number of hours per year. And if you're going to do the regular shift and you're going to do animal handling, you can't skip more than 2 months at a time. Otherwise you have to go through some retraining. So just think about the fact that this is not something that you're just going to blow into. They're going to yank out those required community service hours for high school or something and walk away. It's too much work for that. Now, if you need that, that's perfectly fine. I have plenty of other things in the city that I can connect you with to get you those hours a lot easier than it is with us. Okay, so let me know if you need any help with that. Now, that fit together means combine what you're looking for, what you know we're asking for that commitment, because we're committing a lot of time to you to get you trained and outfitted and ready to go. So since it's such a big part of our time, we need to make sure it's worth it. So for this program, there are interviews. You are required to interview. It is not brutal. It is very friendly. It's very simple. However, for those of you who have not done this, or let's face it, we all struggle with this, it is good practice because you'll have a very supportive environment. It's not going to be harsh. You'll have very supportive people walking you through the questions. And it's going to be things about who you really are, why you're interested in joining us, and what you're looking to do. Okay, so that being said, here is the interview day. So Saturday, February 18th, it's going to start at 1 p.m. Depending on how many people we have signed up to come, we may stretch that out into 2 sessions. So you may not have to be here at 1 o'clock. If we have a big bunch of people, then we'll split it up to where we come at 1, or perhaps you come at 3, and then it'll include a tour, a little bit of training, and that interview. You'll get a little bit of feel for a little bit more of Happy Hollow. I need you to commit to this day and make every effort to do so. Our calendar is full. I normally offer 2 days. We are full. So I will try to find an alternate day and time if you absolutely cannot make this, but you do need to email us and let us know. But please make every effort because this is the day we're going to have the best experience. If we have to do a makeup time, it's not going to be the same thing. Okay. So everybody, Saturday, February 18th at 1 p.m. is when we're planning on starting. To sign up, that email that we talked about, that we originally messaged you, You just need to send an email back. Your name, your contact information, my name, my email, my phone number. I am coming, or absolutely, really please need an alternate day and time. So we just need your basic contact data, because then we'll email you back all the instructions on how to get here, check in, parking passes, what to expect. When you come in for that next meeting on February 18th, it is an interview. So you don't need to be wearing a tux, suit and tie, ball gown, but I need you to come in professional garb. So we're not coming in ripped jeans. Ladies, I think you're all lovely. I don't want to see your belly button. So no crop tops, things like that. You want to come as in you're coming for a full job interview. Okay, it's good practice for what you're going to be doing in the future. All right. Now, once we get everybody signed up for that interview and tour on February 18th, we will email you back with those instructions. And so if you have any additional questions that we can't answer tonight, you can always email that same spot with any additional questions. And then the volunteer phone number I can give you guys now as well. I just realized I didn't put it on here, that you can call as well, but that desk does not always have a person sitting there. Email is going to be your best bet for now. Okay. So for now, welcome to Happy Hollow Park and Zoo. That's just a really basic run through. Second. Oops.
Christy, it's 425, right?
What's
The volunteer number at 6425.
Yes. So
Okay.
if you want to put that up, and thank you.
Excuse me, can you repeat the number one more time?
Ooh, Mohammed, that's really broken. Say it again.
Mohammed, the
Jenny-
volunteer phone number is 408-794-6425. I just put it in the chat.
6 4, because I'm driving, I cannot see it. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
It should be in the email that you received with inviting you to this
Yes.
orientation.
Okay, let's hit some of the chat questions. Remember, no question is ridiculous, because if you have it, someone else is thinking about it, okay? So, what is the age category for doing the animal behavior data? Any volunteer can do that, it just requires the training. So from 14 years old and up. If you are not responsible enough to handle the duties here, you won't be here. Okay, we only have you here if you are an extraordinary individual in the first place. Okay, so again, we're weeding out the people that just want those quick hours. It's not worth it. Okay, we're gonna make you work way too hard for that. So if you need just those community service hours and you want a quick turnaround, let me know. I can connect you with other people to get you through that really fast. We can also discuss the possibility of doing some of those at-home volunteer hours if you just need that. Okay. All right. Animal behavior data is open to all ranges. Thank you, Emily. That one program is going to expand. We've been really short on zookeeping staff. And when we get those built back up, we'll restart that program, but we'll have several programs where you can come regularly and participate in that. We also have some other possibilities coming up dealing with like bumblebees and bee work here. We have pollinator gardens here where it tracks in the wildlife, and we may have some citizen science projects coming out of that as well. Okay, we definitely have some projects coming up with plant life and the horticulture. We have different areas throughout the park that are just dirt right now, and those are going to get planted and built up where there's an area that we can take care of. We grow a lot of the plants that the animals actually eat. We call that browse. So we have those areas that we're going to be starting to put in and need teams to help maintain them as well. Okay. More come through. Okay. Emily put up the phone number. It is in the chat. For those of you that are driving, don't do it. We'll get it to you later. Okay. You already have it.
To answer Genevieve's question, do they specifically have to apply to be an ABD volunteer, a behavior data volunteer? Or is that something that they get once already in the program, Christy?
Gotcha. So we have a baseline of skills that you will be trained on and you have to be signed off on before you can proceed to something else. Now, mind you, if you are really interested in that animal behavior data, it's not the only thing you can do. You can volunteer in multiple areas. So 1 week you can work on that project, and then the next week you could help out with a program. You will be able to sign up shift by shift, but you will have a big spreadsheet where you're signed off on what you can volunteer for. So it won't require a separate application. When you're here, you'll just express to us that it is of interest to you, and we'll get you on that training list to get you started. Okay? All right. And that goes for every single one of those categories. Everything requires training, because when you are here as a volunteer, you are expected to be and treated like a staff person. You receive the same discounts in our picnic basket cafeteria. You get all those same kind of perks, and you have to represent Happy Hollow with that same tone and culture. So with those expectations come the perks as well. Okay. All right. Things to know. We have volunteer shirts that would be provided for you. I'm in the process of finalizing those orders. So that will be here soon. Hopefully it'll be in time for when you guys start, that you will have the shirts provided, but there is a uniform that you will be required to fill out the rest of it. You have khaki shorts or jeans, or pants, sorry, that you can wear, no rips, tears, holes, no writing on them. You have to have the fully enclosed shoes. Okay, so you can't do any kind of sandal, because we work in areas where you're gonna mess up your feet. Okay, so you have to be in closed-toed, closed-heeled shoes. You have to be wearing socks. You have to be wearing a belt. Shirts, I know this is painful, hang with me. Shirts have to be tucked in. Okay, I know, I see the faces, I'm the same way. I hate tucking in my shirt. So I, as a manager, am business casual. I don't have to tuck my stuff in, total perk. But if I'm wearing a uniform shirt, it's tucked in, no matter how bad I think I look. Our shirts are tucked in, okay? So you either will have a polo or a t-shirt. It is yours. It has to be tucked in. You must have a belt on. Now, socks and belts technically are supposed to be the usual black or brown. However, Emily, you want to tell them what they can wear on their socks or belts instead?
You can wear fun socks and belts that have animal or amusement themed. I'm not going to show you the socks I'm currently wearing, but they are animal themed, and I did wear them to work today. Fun, funky socks. In the office, we're proud participants in Funky Sock Friday. You wear your funkiest socks on Friday.
Animal or amusement park theme.
Animal or amusement park theme. So my disco ball socks don't get worn, but my very fun pelican socks do get worn.
Just gives you a little bit of flair if you need it. And yes, I even said belts. The staff here have gone just so lucky, finding these really crazy, fun amusement park themed or animal themed belts. We have some really good contenders, with some are covered in sloth. I think my favorite is still the zebra belt that has zebra poop. That's right, they get to wear it because it's zoo themed. So how fun.
She's a manager too. She's real fun.
So you see already, really great people, guys. We have a lot of fun with what we do, but we have that really strong work ethic. So when it's time to work, we get our stuff done, and we're really responsible about it, but we have fun while we're doing it, and you will too. We have a great team of people that will be here to support you, answer any questions you have, and help you along the way, okay? So the uniform thing is important. I highly recommend to people, when we're talking about the khaki pants or shorts, the shorts have to be down to the top of your knee. They cannot do any kind of a short thing. So what I highly recommend to the ladies is our shorts don't come that way. They just don't. So you have to usually go shopping in the men's section, because their shorts tend to be longer. Okay, it's okay. You look pretty enough. It's fine. All right. But I usually recommend that people go to a thrift store. They have tons of khakis for just a couple of bucks. And so you can get it really cheap. You can do your jeans. But like I said, most of you have spangles and bangles and holes and rips and tears. Those you can't do. Okay, so they have to have the hemmed legs. You can't do capris, technically are not allowed. They have to be full pants or those long shorts. Okay, so if you're planning ahead, that'll help you get a start. If you need help, call or message us and we will help you. Okay. Alrighty.
The worst part about this job is the tan lines. We have a question for you, Christy. Are volunteers sometimes assigned certain activities?
We do have limitation. If everybody's wanting to volunteer doing the same thing on a single day, For instance, I mentioned the lodge routine, coming in and helping the zookeepers with our animals, that kind of thing. There's only so many spaces. The rooms are small. So it might fill up. So I might say, well, that opportunity is full on that day. Can you pick a different shift time, a different day, or volunteer in a different area that day? So I'm not going to assign you unless absolutely necessary. So if I get too many people here on one thing, I may peel somebody off, say, I really need you to go volunteer over here instead today, because sometimes the zookeepers get so desperate and behind, they may ask for somebody to come help them. Oh, the worry, the pain. Yeah, you might have to go work with the meerkats or something terrible. So yeah, sometimes we ask you to move to another area, but usually you're signing up in advance. If the shift is available and you select it, it's yours. Okay. You might get moved to an area if just that, if we're desperate for something else, we're going to ask if you can help in another area. But usually it's pretty cohesive to what you've signed up for. Okay. All right.
And on a similar note to that, we won't throw you in blind. We won't just chuck you in with the meerkats. We'll give you a little bit of a point. We'll guide you through that step. We'll put you with someone who can guide you through those steps.
I will blindfold you and throw you over the wall, but you know.
That's, Christy, we can't talk about the employee orientation. That's next week.
Okay. So it's a lot of fun. Okay. As we went through a lot of that really quickly, and then I am respectful of everybody's time tonight. So we actually skipped the icebreaker at the beginning today. I do want you guys comfortable to feel like you can ask any questions, because again, if you're thinking about it, so is somebody else. Okay, so feel free. At this point, we're going to open it up for questions. So you can hit the reactions button, and there's a little emblem to raise your hand. If I can see you, feel free to just wave at us. You can put it in the chat, but let's see what kind of things you guys are wanting to know. We usually get a lot of questions like, the animals that you work with, do they bite? Well, of course they do. Anything with a mouth can bite, including Emily. Okay, so you are trained to handle everything. Now, are the animals going to be looking to bite you? No, the animals that you work with in this department are education animals. They're trained to be handled. So they're used to the handling. What's going to be trained for you is you're going to learn how to do that safely and intelligently, so that animal recognizes what you're doing and knows that you mean them no harm. And then they're going to be easy peasy, pick me up, hold me, do the thing. But you're also going to learn their signals when they're saying like, I don't want to do this today. And they do get to do that. They can tell us no. And we know how to read that, and we do respect that. Okay. Now the program that we have is year round. It goes all year through. There are some of you that only can volunteer during the summer or during a certain semester, depending on what you have in classes. That's perfectly fine. We work that out individually with you. But I have a lot of people that come every single week. I have people that come once a month, every 2 weeks, depending on the time they have available. But I also have people that come during the summer on a special thing as well. We have some people that volunteer to help out with summer camp, and they'll be here every day for a week, or they're like, they can only come on Mondays, that kind of thing. So the program literally goes all throughout the year, even in the wet, rainy, cold months. We're still here. We're still doing our thing. Okay. The animals don't go anywhere. One of my favorite things in the world is when you have administrators at their zoo, another location, is it, why do you guys need so much staff during the winter? There aren't any guests. The animals are still here. They still eat. They still poop every day. It doesn't change. So yeah, we constantly go. So we will have those volunteer opportunities available year round. Okay. All right. So how long is the program? Now, Mohammed, if you're looking at another part of that, shifts are normally 4 hours at a time, or you can volunteer all day, but you get the breaks and the lunch in between. But the program itself, normally you sign up from a shift. Typically they're 9 to 1 and 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. But we do customize shifts for some people if you have a regular job or obligation or transportation issue. That's a good thing to come up with as well. If you do not drive or have a vehicle to yourself, if you're using public transportation, you need to let us know so we know what to expect for your programming. If you are underage and someone is going to be giving you a ride, or if you're an adult and someone's giving you a ride, we have a lot of this. You need to make sure that your ride understands this is a genuine commitment. You cannot be canceling last minute. Our days are structured around what volunteers are coming in and where they're assigned. And if you no-show, it's a big burden on the team to make up those roles and duties when they're planning their day around who's gonna be here to help, okay? All right, do we enter enclosures ourselves? That's only in special situations down the road when you've been signed off to work in a certain area. Especially if you are under 18, you are always with a partner or a staff member. Keys are a big deal here. You don't just get handed keys until you're signed off for certain things. Volunteers do check out keys, but there are very specific rules about not entering animal enclosures without specific permission. Some animals we do not enter with at all. Some you only enter once they've been recalled back into an area and locked. Some you can go in with if you are trained to do so, okay? Is lunch served for volunteers if a shift runs through that time? We do not provide meals for you. And I say that on an official note. Of course, we do once in a while just for fun. We bring in pizza. I almost always have snacks here if you really need something, but you are responsible for your own meals, snacks, reusable water bottle. Please, please, please don't forget, anytime you come in, you need a water bottle. We have a filtered water system that you can refill it here on site very simply in the different buildings. But you will need to plan for yourself. Now, if we're open, our picnic basket cafeteria should be open, but you can't always count on it. If we have bad weather, we lose power, that goes down, you're out of luck. Okay, so we always encourage you to have stuff with you, but yes, you can purchase things from that picnic basket and you will get the employee volunteer discount, which is like 10%. Okay, there's also a special meal that you can get for like a $7 price tag. That's an item, a side, and a beverage. Okay, so they have stuff like that available to you. You would just be in your uniform shirt, and then you will all have name tags as well to identify yourself. Okay, you will be provided with parking passes so that you can either put it in your own vehicle or whoever's transporting you. You'll have a parking pass to leave in your vehicle, so you don't ever have to pay for anything like that as well. Hi, Monica. I get to see your face now. Hi. So she's got out of the car, made it into the house. Okay, so where is the beekeeping? Beekeeping is in the apiary, which is in our lower zoo area behind the scenes. It's not an area where the public can reach. And so when you are on shift, you will be trained. You can actually access that area to go see. We'll take you down there on tour. And then if you're volunteering in that area, there's some really great people that will be there with you at all times with getting you suited up in the right equipment, if you're really working with the bees, etc. Okay, but it is something you'll be able to see when you're here for tour before we actually jump into anything. Ryan, you have a question for me. Go ahead and unmute, let me know what you need.
Yeah, so on the volunteer side, you mentioned working on projects. So do you have any current projects that if I'm under 18, I could work on, or could I start a new one with your help?
Both. So the one that's going right now, if you come in and get trained, once we get through all the orientation and trainings, yes, you can participate in that if it's still going. If you also need to do a project, yes, you're going to discuss that with me and some of the others. We'll make a small committee and we'll be there to support you and help you through that process. We can't always do everything depending upon staffing and time, but once you make your proposal of what you need to do, we'll do our best to help you through that, get you to that point. Okay. All right. All right, so let's bring on some of these other questions. What are the things that everybody always wants to know? Let's see, you come in the back gates. We have swipe cards to get through the gate. You will not receive that. So you will usually be cutting through our administration building, walking around and coming in, unless you have a staff person to key card you through in and out. So you are our captive until we release you. Fun stuff like that. Oh, go ahead.
We do provide lockers on site. They don't have locks in them. They're just the boxes, but there's a spot you can put a padlock through. A lot of our volunteers use those.
Yes, our building is quite full. So you can use those lockers. You need to bring your own padlock and be responsible for your own items. While you're here, you will be given a binder with paperwork and information for you to store the information you need for studying up for animal handling. There are things you'll need to go through and practice to know. You'll have all that provided to you as well. Okay. For picking up and rides, You have to wait in our building. We do not allow anybody to be waiting on the curb, especially at night for pickups. So if you don't yourself have a phone to talk with your ride, you can talk to one of us and we'll help you out. We're not gonna have you go out, we're gonna walk you out to see you to your vehicle as well. We don't want anybody just wandering out in the parking lot on their own. If you are gonna be taking public transportation, picking up an Uber, or the bus system does pick up right here at our parking lot, you need to let us know so we can help facilitate that for you, okay? Emily is the master on the buses, but we can help you with other things as well, okay? All right, there's a lot of little details, guys. It's nothing complicated. It just takes time, commitment, and all the little things we got to share with you to make you successful, okay? Tammy, I'm gonna go through the list. How about you? Anything that's striking out or giving you a question that you can ask?
No, I mean, it's more just I can't decide what I'd want to do. And so I think leaning on your expertise and Emily's of, you know, once we meet and figuring out, I think I'm one of those people you could probably put in a lot of different places. So just really excited. And then do you ask for a minimum commitment, like a 6-month commitment, a year commitment, or anything like that?
We usually ask for a 6-month commitment, and I apologize. We do that on the next session, so I didn't share that with you today. But usually it's at least a 6-month commitment if you're going to be doing the regular volunteer shifts. If you're going to be doing a seasonal shift, then okay, once a year.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Okay.
And then as far as what you're thinking about where to apply yourself, a lot of people are going to be thinking that. That's very standard. When you come through the basic training and orientations, there's going to be little markers that you have to be trained on and signed off on before you can choose the next thing. And the basic stuff is like general education in college. It's going to be the basic things that everybody has to know. And once you've been here and you're seeing some of it, you'll have a better idea of, I would like to try that, that, and that. And you can
Great.
have to pick just one. Okay.
There's also
things you can learn the others. And you can change your mind. That's okay.
There's also a wide array of volunteers who come in thinking they're going to like one thing and then 2 shifts in realize their favorite thing in the world is the thing they would like the least. That happens a lot with education stations because it's such a broad idea. People are like, I don't want to do the thing where I have to talk to people about nothing. And then we have some volunteers who come in just to do education stations when on their first day of orientation, we're like, I'm not going to like that.
Yeah, we have a wonderful retired gentleman, worked very high up in his field, who is rather shy. Within his first couple sessions, he's suddenly like, I want to learn how to do tours. And then he discovered that he loved what we call roving interpretation. So instead of setting up a station, he might take something with him or just go talk to people. And you walk through the park. Hello, welcome to Happy Hollow. Thank you for coming today. You look like you have a question. Or you walk up and they're staring at the meerkat. You're like, you know, and it's just interaction. He never thought he would do this. It is his favorite thing now. I have a lady here who hates bugs. Guess what her favorite thing in the world is to do now? She wants to count the Madagascar hissing cockroaches, and she wants to go through and pull out the mealworms that we feed to some of the animals, the live little wriggling hard-shelled worms. Her favorite thing. So yes, Emily is very true. You might surprise yourself because you'll be in a safe atmosphere. You suddenly realize, I think I want to try that. And that's okay. Okay. All right. Very good point. Thank you, Tammy. All right. Miss Brianna Myers, how about you? Anything coming to mind that like didn't sound clear or you might be wondering about for yourself?
Not really. I think it most makes sense. I'm very excited.
Okay, good. What is your main interest so far, Brianna? What is it you're interested in doing?
I kind of wanted to explore because I'm going to college next year and my major is animal science.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I just wanted to do some exploring and figure out what I like.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So we're going to keep going, but now is my moment. If you are one of 2 categories, that category that I mentioned, like, I just want my hours, I really don't care, I am not for you, don't come. Okay. Again, if you want help, let me know. The other half, if you are a bunny hugger, that means I get people who show up who say, I only want to work with the rabbit. I don't want to do anything else. It's not going to happen. Okay. You don't get to cherry pick in that way. You earn your way that way. So you learn the custodial chores, you learn all the basics, and then you study and get signed off and trained to help with the animals. But even then, the role, if you sign up for it, it's a list of things that you will need to do. You do not get to cherry pick out, I will do this, but I'm not gonna do dishes. Unless you have a medical concern that you want to share, or there's something, you let us know. But other than that, you don't get to come just do the fun parts, okay? Animal care is work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of poop, scat, feces, many different words for it. You will encounter it. Be prepared, okay? So be prepared to, if you come, have a commitment of time, be willing to be trained and learn, and you need to be prepared to do it with a smile, because this is Happy Hollow. You have bright, wonderful people around you. We do have situations where someone comes, they've had a really bad day, and they're like, I don't think I can face the public today. So we can do things behind the scenes that day. Okay, so you're gonna have a really open communication with the staff. So we can be adjustable, but you have to communicate. Okay, we're gonna be here to support you. Okay. All right, the lovely Genevieve, how about you? Anything that you'd like to ask?
No, sorry, I don't have anything.
Genevieve, you're a little bit quiet, so lean closer to your microphone.
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
I already got the one I had answered. Thank you.
Okay, so Genevieve, I'm gonna ask you this question. Have you been to Happy Hollow before? And if so, what's something that you remember and liked?
I have been, and I guess my favorite thing was visiting the animals, which I think is most people.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think they were tortoises, but I really enjoyed seeing this one.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing. All right, HT, what you got for us? Question? Oh, you're still muted. Hold on. Okay, try it again. No, it's not coming through. Let's see. HT, go ahead and type in the chat and we'll read that off for you so everybody can hear you, okay? So either for you, something that you want to know is a question, or let us know something that you're interested in here at Happy Hollow, why you sought us out, okay? It says unmuted on yours. I know, but you're not coming through. I don't know why. It's like your microphone might not be cooperating. All right, so go ahead. Annika, how about you?
I don't think I have any questions either.
Okay. All right, do you Annika or Anika?
Anika.
Anika, okay. Anika, now you've went through the whole process to get everything turned in. Thank you for that. Now, what for you is going to be the best day for you to come based upon the schedule that you have now?
Probably the weekends because I have school during the week.
Yeah, so that's a good point. I wanted to bring up that a lot of people are going to want the weekend time. Now, since education is not currently here on Sundays, we do allow volunteers on Sundays, but only once you're trained to a certain level, because that means you have to check in directly with the zookeepers and be responsible with them. So it can happen, but that means we're going to be condensing people on Saturdays, as well as, by the way, we do have night programs on Friday nights, and they're a blast, by the way. We do paint nights and fun stuff that you can do after school on a Friday night. So you'll have time on the weekend to like do all your homework and stuff as well. And we do have sleepover programs where you can help in the morning or the evening before. So we have other options, okay? All right, thank you very much. Okay, I answered all your questions. Okay, for HT. All right, HT, we hope to see you soon. Ryan, how about you?
Oh, no, you answered all my questions.
Oh, look how efficient I am. Now, Ryan, how about you? What are your other obligations right now? Work, school, what do you have going in your life?
Just school and other extracurriculars.
Okay, and what are those? I'm getting
I work with an organization called Smart Recycling Now. It's basically reducing mask waste and providing habitats for owls using the mask waste.
Very nice. That would fit in very well with our programming. Okay.
Yeah.
We'd like to learn more about that when you come.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Oh, HC had something for us. She said, HC's interested in working with animals. That's her passion. Any role to help out. So yes, we'll give you lots of options and then you can see where that fits for you as well. All right. All right. Mohammed, sir, what you got for us? No, I lost him. Mohammed, did you fall asleep on me?
He said he was driving earlier, Christy. He may not be able to hit the button right now.
So what was the question? Sorry.
No, I just want to know a little bit about you. So first of all, if you have any questions you want to ask, otherwise I'll ask one of you.
No, I actually don't have any question, but actually one question. When will the program start?
As soon as we can get you guys through the orientation trainings. So on the PowerPoint, I wrote up that we have February 18th
Yes.
is that volunteer interview. And then the first training day we're looking at doing is 1 month later on March 18th. It's a Saturday starting at 10 a.m. And we will start on March 18th, getting you through some of that training. If you can't make that day, we'll make individual arrangements because we have to get you through some basic introductory training before we can do the special trainings. Okay.
Yes, I see. I see.
So
I don't have another question. If you have any question, yeah, sure, can answer.
all right. February 18th for the interviews and the tour, and then March 18th, 1 month later, we will start the training and getting you through those basics at 10 a.m. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All righty, guys, you've been great. Thank you for your patience. I hope I saved a couple of minutes for you to get back to your evening. Thank you much for spending your Wednesday night with us. Think about it. I'm sure questions will come up later. You can email into that address with anything you might have. Please be patient. Like I said, I don't always have somebody sitting at that desk. And then I'm going to be out for the next few days, so I won't even be back until next Tuesday. But the lovely Miss Emily and others can answer pretty much any of those, but when they have a chance to get to that desk as well. Don't forget to email in to sign up for the orientation. I must know you're coming and I have to have your contact data as well. If you absolutely have to request a different day because that's your grandma's birthday and she will kill you if you don't show up, then by all means, let us know and we'll do the best we can, but we'll see where we can fit that in. Okay.
So I just have one concern. Sorry, I knew that you explained. I just don't remember. So if we cannot make it on February 18th, is there any other day that we can come?
You're going to let me know if you absolutely cannot come that day, and we will find another date and contact you.
All right, sure. Thank you.
Okay, just do, if you can, we really need you guys coming on that day.
Okay.
Oh, but let me know if there's a problem, okay?
Sure.
All right. So thank you. We hope to see your emails and hear from you, and we'll get those messages back to you when we get a good mass of signups to know how many people are coming, and we'll give you all the instructions you're going to need to come that day, but plan on it, please. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. When you come for the next interview and information, be prepared. We're going to ask you some more personal questions. Yeah. All right, guys.
Christy, don't make it sound like a threat.
Yes, I am. I want you to feel like you're part of the team. So realize that we're going to involve you. We're going to learn about you. We need to know who you are because we have a lot of things we have to trust you with when you're here with us and the animals. Okay. But we're going to share a lot about ourselves with you too. Okay. All right. Emily, hang back for a second. The rest of you have a great night. Thank you so much. And we'll look for your emails.
Yes. Thank you for showing off your dogs too.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Mohammed. Bye, Tammy. Bye, Genevieve.
Bye. Thank you everyone for coming. Just the two of us.
Okay. No, need to let them know, especially like the little Genevieve that's shy. It's like giving them the heads up, be prepared. You're going to be interactive. We're going to get in your business.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
well, if they're the uber shy, they don't make it.
Yeah.
The sisters are an exception. We had a few that totally blossomed and came out of their shy holes, but
Yeah.
I'm so dry mouth now. I have like things on the corner of the mouth.
I had to run away to get my water and I said nothing.
Mine's empty.
Mine, I did not drink enough water today. This is still my first bottle of the day. That's not good.
Sure, I didn't either, I know. So, okay. No, sorry, I was trying to push a little to get it through quickly.
No, you got it. Yeah.
I didn't really want to take them all the way to 8, so all that talking for just silly little details. That's not even real training. It's always so
Yeah.
much of the little things, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, I have to do a head count. How many do we have?
At one point there were 11 of us, so we had 9.
9. Okay. I really think your Saturday one is going to be the busy one.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, the PowerPoint that you just saw is that really simple guideline. You just want to share the important details that always come up. And then beyond that, getting their questions, getting those few basic things out of are always going to be important to make sure they understand. The next orientation piece that goes when they're actually here talks about the uniform requirements and all that stuff. So we used to do it here, but they never retained the data. So
Yeah.
next time when they've done the interview and they've committed, and then we give them more of that kind of thing.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And we had 2 girls last time still show up with crop tops and ripped jeans.
That was, I remember we had Claudia show up.
Yeah, she got
And
because
it's like, oh, this is Italian business casual.
yep. She had the exception, but there was a couple of others, and I was
Yeah.
just, oh my gosh. Okay. So I know you have a great brain. I know we didn't cover everything that I usually cover because I cover.
yeah.
Remember the little things that we point out to them to make sure that they catch on, that that commitment, the ride thing, that they will have a lot of variety to choose from, but they need to be prepared about because the new format's going to have them signed off on a sweeping lesson if necessary. Where do you sweep? They're going to get signed up on all those little things before they're going to be able to work in lodge. I'm not going to go that way anymore. So.
Yeah, I like that.
So, and we're going to start with, once we go into the specialist areas, they will all have to do some basic education station training first also. Because that's not everybody, I'm not going to make everybody do gardening because that's a little different spin, but the education station should be the basis of what we're doing.
Yeah.
We should be having a volunteer presence all the time. And when we feel like we're literally trying to shove them out the doors to go do it, we're going to start there. That's going to be a building block for everything as well. Because they're all terrified of talking to people.
Who isn't?
You've learned.
I'm not.
I know, you crack me up when you talk about like you're shy and I'm nervous, and I'm like, we all get that way. That's great.
Yeah. I want you to know, I kept the khaki color on, but I did put sweatpants on.
I wasn't going to ask you to demonstrate your pants. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm wearing bright orange sweatpants right now. That wouldn't have worked.
That's okay.
But I kept the polo on. Look at me.
Good job.
I had a horf down dinner
tonight. Did you write it in the book, or what'd you do?
I did not write it in the book. I'll write it in the book on Friday because I didn't know how much time this was going to take.
Oh, that's okay. I just planned the whole time. So.
I also forgot to clock back in after lunch, and I'm sorry about that.
Same thing, just write it in.
It's in the book. Okay. Yeah.
It'll be fine. Okay. Thank you for being here tonight.
Yes.
You see, it's not formal. It's just saying hi. I do try to make them turn on the camera if possible. It helps them. I can see if they're understanding.
Yeah.
Or if they look totally lost. Like I totally lost Mohammed at the end. He turned off his camera, and when I'm talking to him, I don't even know if he was tuning in.
He was driving. That was why he had you switch him in.
But when we lost him and he came back, I think he was home after that. So whatever it was, he was distracted with something. And then he had the language barrier too. So as well. But he was the first one in. He was the first one.
Yeah.
See, I keep sucking on my straw. There's nothing there.
I do that all the time.
Okay. So you have your thing tomorrow. Smile pretty. Get nice pictures. Okay.
Okay, so I guess I haven't told you about my family's joke about the pretty smile. When I was a kid, they go, "Emily, show me your pretty smile," and I go, So there's all these photos of me as like a
What your family says, don't smile. My
show me a
husband,
pretty smile.
happy birthday. He's like, honey, don't sing. Don't sing.
Also, yeah, happy birthday.
That is not what I meant.
But
But
I'm not gonna see you before your birthday, right? Because you're not coming in on Friday.
no, I'm gonna be, where am I? Tomorrow, we're in Chico. That's Thursday. Friday, we're in UC Santa Cruz.
Oh, fun.
Driving through, but we'll be in Santa Cruz doing that tour. And then I'm missing one. Sunday? No. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, tomorrow. Shit, this doesn't matter, but now it's messing with my brain. Tomorrow,
Sorry.
no, Thursday. Friday, we're in Santa Cruz. Saturday, we're at Sonoma. And then
I liked Sonoma.
my grandparents lived around the corner from Sonoma State. They no longer live there. That would have been cool. And then Sunday, we'll probably visit UOP, which is a private college in Stockton. And then there's Stanislaus State or UC Merced. Those three are within our neighborhood that we may.
Yeah. Well, if you're at UC Santa Cruz, if it's open, I don't know if it's open on Fridays, check out the Long Marine Labs. It's over by like Natural Bridges.
Yeah.
And
I've heard of it, but I've not been there.
It's phenomenal. It's a really small space. Some of the best docents I've ever met worked there. They have a full-size humpback whale skeleton, and we went on a guided tour. We were the only ones who showed up, so they took us inside of the skeleton. It was so cool.
I didn't realize that was open to the public. I heard it was there, but
I touched a swell shark there. It was very cool.
cool.
All right.
We got a restaurant over there we go to when we head that way because they make homemade peanut butter milkshakes that my two guys die for. Not my thing.
What place is it?
Burger, and it's
Oh, I love Burger.
you know that place. Okay.
Yeah. They have a sandwich that I've had one time. That is a burger where the two breads are grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you get the one where they do the mac and cheese on the burger?
No, I have not been there since I've like become more adventurous with my food choices. It's been a while.
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, so we've been to the area, but he hasn't been on the campus. I've been on their campus. So it'll be for him to just get a feel because he really wants, he can't make up his idea. He has no idea where he wants to go. But he does like the idea of being near nature. So if he does have time to be able to go hiking and stuff, that's totally his thing. So we're thinking he's gonna want to do the Humboldt or Santa Cruz is where I think he'll. But I haven't been to San Bernardino. Have you?
No.
Okay, so he applied down there. And if you
San Bernardino County, I wouldn't call it super nature-y county.
not so, but
Depending
this
on the area.
supposed to be butted up against the hills.
Oh, there you go.
Right there, so you can easily jump in, just like Chico, it itself, but it's so close.
Yeah.
I think by the look of it, he'll like one of those other two. So
Yeah.
he might end up at the local JC. We'll see.
Ain't nothing wrong with a local JC.
Thank you for the time tonight.
Yes.
Just reminded me that I guess I need to send you the PowerPoint, huh?
If you can, if it's in the shared files.
So I have to move it over.
Okay.
I will move it into the volunteer folder under education.
And then how do we want me to log in to Zoom on Saturday?
I'm gonna give you my login.
Okay.
You just log in as me, and then feel free to go ahead and change my name identifier to you while you're doing that. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then remember that when you use PowerPoint, that stupid gray bar thing, you're gonna have to move around. It's a pain in the butt. They still can't figure out what that is. They have no idea.
That's fun.
Yeah. Let's see, what else might you need? I left other things open that I thought I might need to share, and I don't remember what it was. Oh, by the way, I sent you the link to that Secret Life of Island Animals that I came across.
Oh, fun. Thank you.
I left it open, so I sent you the link to it. Hopefully it's still there. What else? No, I guess that was it. I was thinking I had something else pulled up to show them, but I know I did something. I think I ended up not needing it. What in the hell did I do? I think it was just a reminder about don't forget to sign up. It was a page reminding them of the stuff, but I just tucked it into the last page of that PowerPoint to keep it simple. Thank you for getting everything on the chat.
You're
And then
welcome.
if we're driving, again, they'll just have to email in.
Yep.
Now comes all the people who will start complaining that they didn't receive an invitation to come. Oh, which reminds me, if you can remember, Angelina made a written out list of the people's applications that we had that were not on the spreadsheet that will need to be sent the invitation for Saturday.
Okay.
It's on the desk over there.
You may want to pass that on to Casey or Haley because I won't be in tomorrow to deal with that.
That's right. Let me see, I'll grab it.
Both of them would be good at that.
Okay, so you need my login, that message, and I need to move the PowerPoint.
Yes.
Okay. What I normally do, by the way, when I start with this group is I usually do a small icebreaker game. But it took a little while for everybody to get clocked in that I nixed it because I wanted to save the time. But that's up to you.
What icebreaker do you usually do?
The mean one. I have a list of items that they have a limited amount of time and they have to go find it, scavenger hunt, and make it back.
That's a good one.
Quick review on gallery view. So like I kept it simple tonight. I only did 5 things. Find something purple. Well, that was it. I was going to type that up and put it on the screen, but I didn't. Something holiday related, any holiday. Anything animal. A hat. And because we're Happy Hollow with Danny the Dragon, either something with a dragon or a smiley happy face.
There you go.
They're smart, they draw one, but but that means that it's to get them up and crazy, they have to run and find it. And then they come back, and you only give them like a minute, 2 minutes or something. But if it starts late, then off it goes.
Yeah.
So, but you don't have to. It's just something to calm them down. Okay.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right, that works.
Thank you for the extra time.
Will do. I will see you next week.
Yes, thank you for the birthday wishes, and I'll see you Tuesday.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Miss Official. Okay. Oh, remind me, shoot. Since Shannon said your appointment should have started when we did the paperwork, they owe you back pay.
Oh yeah.
The bump. So remind me, we've got to follow up on that. And stupid Casey, he's supposed to have followed up with me on his sick time thing and he didn't. So he needs to follow up with me. I got a list before I leave. Dang it.
Just put a stack of post-it notes on my desk and just go.
I'm like, oh, I gotta write another note. Damn it. It's another one.
I hope that someone got you really fancy post-it notes for your birthday.
Don't, because then I don't want to use them.
We gotta get you the ones that as you pull them off, they make something appear. So as you use them,
I've never seen that.
I saw one that was Hogwarts, that like as you peel them off, Hogwarts appeared, and then it had LED lights on that lit up Hogwarts once you were done peeling them all off.
I have never heard of such a thing.
It was so cool.
Okay, so Casey has to follow up on sick time. You on back pay. I don't know what I got for Haley. Okay.
We'll find something else for her to match the city about.
Oh, but if I'm gone for a few days, I come back. I'm gonna remember where my brain was. My gosh. So, okay.
Okay.
Don't forget. Don't want you to miss out on that. Okay. Bye.
Bye.